Blade Staff Summon versus the Sanguine Staff Summon. The reason why I'm making this video is because me and my friend are having a little debate on which one is better. And honestly, we both have some strong reasons. And I'm curious, so I'm going to do this experiment today. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. But who knows? Let's find out. Now, the two tests we are going to be doing is one of each summon on 3 skeletons, and the second one will be 5 of the summons on the Eye of Cthulhu. Alright? After we're done looking at its stats, we'll take a look on the Terraria wiki on both of their pages to see if there's anything we missed. Alright? Alright, now on screen we have one Sanguine Staff summon, the bat. I don't even know what to call it. I'll call it a neon bat. About to go up against 3 skeletons. Alright, so as we can see, it's taking them out with 1 or 2 hits, but it's doing it slowly. Okay, its velocity is low. I don't know if that's how you pronounce velocity. We'll call it velocity. It's not as quick. It's not fast, okay? But it does high damage. I think we were looking around 30 damage to 40 damage per second. And one thing that we're gonna have to keep in mind, the Sanguine Staff comes back. Keep that in mind. The summon comes back to you at least. Now let's take a look at the Blade Staff summon. As we can see, it's a lot quicker than the Neon Bat. And even though this damage might be a lot less, notice how it's staying near the enemy and not coming back to the player. That's a huge difference. Alright, the 3 skeletons are down, but I didn't think 3 skeletons would be enough, so that's why I have an entire Eye of Cthulhu that we're going to be testing both of these on. With each of them being 5, here's just the accessories I'm using, and I'm also using a bewitching table. So each will have the exact same like summons, exact same exact same damage buffs. There's not gonna be anything different. Alright, so here's the Eye of Cthulhu going up against the Blades. One thing we noticed, like I said before, is that it's staying at the Eye of Cthulhu. It's not coming back to the player. It's always attacking no matter what. And after this experiment, I calculated that it was 16 seconds. It took 16 seconds for the Blades to kill the eye. Not bad, but let's see what the Neon Bats have to do. There is something that we're going to have to notice here, and here it is. Let's put the battle up on the screen. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Do you notice anything different? The Neon Bats are not actually staying at the Eye of Cthulhu. It's coming back to the player. So even though the Neon Bats do a lot more damage, as the Neon Bats regularly do 34, while the Blade Summon does 6 damage, it's not as quick as the Blade Staff, and that's a huge debuff. And because of that, the timer said it took 24 seconds to kill the Eye of Cthulhu. Exact same damage buffs, exact same stats. I didn't change anything. The one thing I did notice is that the Blade Staff is a lot quicker than the Sanguine Staff, a lot quicker. Alright, now let's go on the Terraria wikis. Let's read the Blade Staffs first. The Blade Staff is a hard mode summon weapon that summons an enchanted dagger minion suspended above the player's head, attacking enemies within range by flying towards and through them repeatedly at a fast pace. Now here's something that it's different. Its attack ignores 25 enemy defense, making it more effective against hard mode enemies than its damage stats would indicate. So, the ignored enemy defense, the Blade Staff effective base damage is around 18. And even though this has no knockback, that's not going to ruin this weapon at all. Due to its low base damage, all damage improving modifiers plus 10% or greater, its damage by the same amount, it improves its damage by that same amount. And its velocity is pretty high. Now, the Sanguine Staff can be dropped by the Dread Nautilus, and here's the difference. Wing Slime is a lot easier to summon in, while the Dread Nautilus is sort of rare, right? And you can only get it during blood moons. So that's another thing. The Blade Staff is easier to obtain, in my opinion. The best modifier is Ruthless. The mythical modifier provides the widest array of stat bonuses, but these primarily affect the initial summon rather than the resulting minion. So it actually affects you know what I just. Now, unlike the Blade Staff, the Sanguine Staff does have knockback, but I mean, knockback is not really good. Alright, we've searched the Terraria wikis, and I think I'm done my calculations. The one that is better it's a tough decision, but I think I'm gonna go with the Blade Staff, because it's a lot quicker, it ignores enemy defense, and it's the Sanguine Staff, one enemy attacks at a time, and it doesn't always, not all of them attack at the same time. Blade Staff, each and every one of them attacks at the same time, and they're really quick. But I'm not saying the Sanguine Staff is terrible, though. You can use it against the up until like Empress of Light. I think you can use it up against her, and it's definitely a really good summon. So I would still recommend getting it for pre-art mode. But the Blade Staff is a really good summon. I think I'm gonna have to choose the Blade Staff as it being a little better. Thank you so much for watching it to the end. If you enjoyed, like I said, you could like or subscribe, but if you want to, okay. But we're gonna be doing more videos like this. Let me know if there's anything you want me to cover on the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Here's another video of me ranking True Knight's Edge versus True Excalibur. I think if it's that one. So if you want to go watch that one, you can. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.